Good morning, boomers. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thank you for tuning in. Guys, today we're going to talk about the bear market. We have some DeFi strategies for you boomers out there. It is a bloodbath after Bitcoin has dumped below 50,000. I think it touched about 42 over the weekend, and we're back up now at 48, but still looking bearish. There's some downward pressure in the markets, and I believe this is setting us up for perhaps a bearish week. What are we going to do? What's our strategies? Are we in? Are we out? Have we bought? Have we sold? And more. Make sure you're tuning into the champ. Hit the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word that we spread here every single weekday. With the boomers, the best of them, deep inside the foxholes of the blockchain battlefield trenches. With the original boomers. Not the boomer meme that you've been hearing. We've been booming since before boomer became a meme, and I'm talking about Bitcoin booming. Shout out to the maniacs, guys. Drop a comment in the chat. Make sure you're following me on Discord, and we'll continue the conversation. Shout out to Ernestina. Good morning. Shout out to all the boomers tuning in to the live chat. We're preheating this crypto oven to $48,000 and beyond. Let me go ahead and share my display. You can see BTC here is under pressure. Okay, major pressure for BTC. Technicals are reading sell, and it's a bloodbath on the entire markets. I've been getting DMs asking me, champ, are you still holding? Have you sold? What are you doing? And as I responded in the Discord, I haven't sold any of my positions. Maybe I should have, but you know, I look at this dip as a universal dip that's following Bitcoin. It's not specific to any coin. So I'm decided to hold my position, take my seat, go on for the ride, and let's see how it all pans out. Now, you know, I'm down. I'm down. I shared a meme today in the Discord, and check this one out. I said, who could relate? You got this guy trying to climb up a icy slope and keeps slipping. He keeps slipping. But yeah, join the Discord. We can share some memes over there, and I can let you guys know more details into the strategies that I'm taking a part of. Shout out to Sten the Man. He says, holding in the trenches, champ. Indeed, you know, I said this earlier in the Discord. Let me repeat it. I wrote it somewhere. And it says, the dip reminds us how important it is to buy the right size position. Big enough to make it worth it, but not too large that you get wrecked if the market dips. And that's kind of what I'm learning more and more. You know, as we continue to mature. We've been in here for years, but, you know, there's always room to learn more. And that's, you know, instead of trying to dance and prance and jump in and jump out and jump in and jump out, there is a cost between, you know, moving and shuffling your seats, you know, playing musical chairs. I've said this several times. Identify the projects that you are semi-bullish on or the ones that you like, and go for it. You know, find the right size position, not too big, not too small. So if the market dips, you can hodl through and perhaps maybe add to your position. Okay. You know, you just want to make sure it's the right size. Okay. Because sometimes, you know, you get excited about a project and it's starting to go good. And then so you get overextended. And then on the other hand, sometimes, you know, you don't buy enough because, you know, you're limping in. So it's trying to find that right combination, and that combo is different for everybody. That combo is different for everybody because everyone has a different size bag, has a different size, different goal in mind, you know, a different risk tolerance. They're running at a different speed. So you got to find that right size for you. Okay. But normally I would say that, you know, with positions, single positions, you probably don't want to dump more than like 10 or 15 or, you know, 10 to 20% in one position. Because if you get clapped in that position, you would still have over half of your bag to play with. Now, if you go in half of your bag, you ape in half of your bag, you know. Now, I understand for people with smaller bags, you know, let's say your bag is only 1 ETH, you know what I mean? Like, do you really want to start breaking things up? Probably you can't because the gas fees are too high, so you got to go more aggressive. But as you grow your crypto portfolio, it's important to not only try to make gains, but also to preserve them. Okay, you know, we're not only here to make gains, but we want to preserve gains. And as I've said before, we're not trying to get rich quick. We're trying to get rich for sure. There's a big difference. Speed is good, but I want guaranteed. So, you know, we'll continue to identify the potential boomers out here. Shout out to Sten. Shout out to Ernestina. Shout out to Free to Think. Hi, champ. You see the 2 different DeFi hacks in the last few days? No, I haven't seen the DeFi hacks, but I did see that Bitmart, a centralized exchange, was hacked for, I don't know, over 100 million. So that is not a DeFi hack. That is a centralized hack. And you know the deal, guys. If it's not your keys, it is not your crypto. So there was an exploit with Bitmart. They stole over 100 million. The hacker is using 1 inch to swap out the coins, and then he's using a second account to mix up the coins using Tornado Cash. You know, I saw that in the article. I was like, Tornado, you know, maybe we should. The first thing I thought of was Tornado. Maybe we should, you know, look at the bag of that. Bib Nada said Ring got hacked. Yeah, I don't know anything about Ring. Never heard of it, and so whatever. And that's the one thing that, you know, I tend not to cover here, like bad news. I don't, I mean, I'll talk about it, but like, you know, I won't. You know, a lot of people, you know, they'll lead with the bad news and they'll put it on the headline. Oh, Bitmart got hacked, $100 million hack with like, you know, all caps and you know, exclamation points and a meme with a guy with his mouth open looking like someone's going to ejaculate in his face. So that ain't me, guys. Okay. That ain't the champ. When you're dealing with the champ, you're dealing with the real out here. You're not going to catch me with a funny bunny meme on YouTube. I don't care how many hits it gets me. You think it's time to scale out of the market, says Mike? No. Nah, I don't think so at all, Mike. In fact, I think this is a bearish dip. Now, how long is this dip going to last? I mean, it could last till the new year. It could last till Wednesday. It can last till today. I have no idea. Okay, but, you know, I mentioned this in the Discord. If you zoom out, okay, when in doubt, pull out. And look at the big picture here. The big picture is that DeFi, gaming, play to earn, the crypto space has a lot of gas behind it. A lot of people are looking at it, a lot of curiosity, a lot of interest. And in the big picture, what do you think? Do you think the crypto space is going to shrink or is it growing? You got to ask yourself, is crypto shrinking or growing? Is it going to shrink or grow over the next month? Over the next year? And to me, personally, in my opinion, I'm not your crypto daddy, although maybe I should be. I think the market's growing. I think the market's growing, guys. So, you know, that's what I said in the Discord. This is not specific to any particular project. There's going to be dips, dives, and slide. This is crypto. There's high volatility. If you want safety, go over there to your bank and get an FDIC insured account. You probably still will get clapped. Okay? So, you know, it's about patience, guys. That's all I got to say. It's about patience. How long is this bear going to last? I have no idea. But in the macro perspective, I'm extra bullish. In fact, we could talk about some stablecoin strategies, some DeFi strategies for this bear market, and what I'm looking to buy during the dip, and what's earning. So let's get straight to it. You know, let's talk about a stable coin strategy. It's important, okay, in my opinion, to make sure that you always have a stable coin position, no matter how bullish or bearish you are. Now, how aggressive that stable position is up to you. Some people like to have it 5%. Some people like to have it, 25% or more of their portfolio. Whatever that number is, you got to find that number and try to balance it out at that number, 5, 10, 15%. You just want to make sure that you have a stable coin position. And what do you do with that stable coin? You could shop around for the best stable coin returns, which are, usually going to be way better than a bank. I don't know why people even deal with banks. I mean, you got to for your debits or whatever, but, I wouldn't save in a bank. Okay, so let me go ahead and let's talk about what I see are some of the better positions for stable coins. Let's start with Phantom, because, I've been on Phantom, and most of what we do is on alternative chains to Ethereum. I'm not staking and baking on Ethereum. I mean, I'm doing moves on Ethereum, but I try to avoid the main net as much as possible because gas is cheaper on alternative chains. So going into Beethoven X, here's a featured pool. And Beethoven X is a fork of Balancer. It allows you to create pools, investment pools with up to 8 assets, and you can change the weight of each asset in the pool, and it automatically balances. I'm extra bullish on this platform. So anyhow, they've created an incentivized pool, and I've talked about this earlier. Daniel's dues double dollar figure, which pairs USDC, Magic Internet Money, and the UST, the Terra coin, the Luna Terra stable coin. And now it's earning 18%. Okay, so you can go over here. And this is not bad considering if you shop around right now, all the stablecoin vaults are very full, and you're probably going to get less of a share, and the APRs have dropped. But this is still pretty nice. Okay, 18% on Daniel's Dues double dollar figure, DC, MEM, and UST. Okay, you know, it's going to have 30, 30, 30 on all of them. Okay, that's a pretty solid one if you ask me. I've been shopping around. I've been in Beefy, I've been in Grim, and while there are other vaults, they're all paying less right now than 20%. Now, moving along here, there's another vault that's quite attracted on VVS, and it's this one. USDC against USDT. This is on Chronos network. This is the CRO alternative chain. And of course, I have videos of how to bridge and how to, get your capital to all these side networks. You could search or jump in the Discord and we could talk more. But anyhow, this is on VVS Finance. This is a automatic market maker, and you can earn VVS tokens by staking LPs. USDC and USDT is the stable coin LP farm that they're offering, and it's currently paying 21% APR. You guys know there's a difference between APR and APY. APY is compounded. APR is the actual figure. So APY is always higher than APR. So make sure you're looking at APR instead of APY. It's a little more accurate in my opinion. So boom, you got like I said, USDT against USDC. This is a nice farm if you ask me. And on top of all that, I think CRO I'm bullish on CRO. I told you guys that I think it's Chronos, Crypto.com is positioning themselves to be the Binance of the West, in my opinion, and I wouldn't sleep on them. So that's what's going on. That's the stablecoin strategy. There's others, but those are the ones, that I'm seeing that are paying all right, pretty steady. I'm sure there's other ones, but these are platforms that I'm familiar with, and they seem attractive. Ilcrickmatics says, yeah, Compound has some uni hostage because of fees. I ain't paying. You got it. Free to Think says, wondering if there's any risk in DeFi Kingdoms. Are these DeFi projects just fork of each other's with built-in vulnerabilities? I have Jewel, so I wonder these hacks. When it comes to Jewel and DeFi Kingdoms, I'm sure that they have forks, elements, because DeFi Kingdoms is, it's uncomparable to others, honestly, because it has so many elements: the play to earn, the automatic market maker. I mean, the cross-chain play to earn. It has a lot of things going. So yeah, there's elements that are forked, but then there's elements that I believe are original. What is the risk? I mean, there's obviously contract risk or whatnot. But as far as like a shady project that's planning the rug pull or anything, I don't identify Jewel being that project at all. In fact, it's one of the communities that I've seen that when I pull up on the Discord, the majority of the talk is about the game and then the strategy, as opposed to when's the price going to boom? Like, there's very little price talk, which, indicates to me that people are actually playing the game. They're less interested in price. When everybody's talking about price, it's good as well, but I feel like projects that only talk about price are less sustainable. So that's what's going on. What else we got to talk about? What am I looking to buy? We want to talk about, what am I looking to get into during this bear market? And I've said this before, I haven't made any crazy buys, or I haven't made any sells either. What I have been doing is continuing to compound, to reinvest into the positions that I believe in, including VVS, which I just showed you guys. VVS Finance. Not only am I attracted to the stablecoin vaults, but the one that I like is VVS USDC. CRO VVS, which is still paying very high at 536 APR. I mean, I've been pulling up. This $100 has just been earned in maybe a day or two or something. I haven't harvested it, but whatever. Point being is that this one's treating me well. And I'm looking to continue to add to my position on CRO because I believe that they are, I'm bullish on them. I believe they're going to continue to market. I think they're going to continue to push their products. They have acquired the rights to the Staples Center. They're running a lot of campaigns. This is a centralized move that I think there's some meat on the bones. So I'm going to continue to add to VVS, Chronos swap as well. And of course, we were just talking about DeFi Kingdoms, and that, like, to me personally, is one of my top plays because the price held pretty well, and the rewards are still very attractive. The rewards for farming Jewel are still well above 500 the last time I checked, and they have all kinds of different combinations. You compare your favorite blue chips, your favorite side chains, most of your stable coins or whatnot. And, DeFi, that's all I got to say is DeFi Kingdoms. I'm bullish on this. Let me go ahead and pull this up so we can look at the gardens and see what the APRs are. And I continue to reinvest into this. Where is it? And this is on the Harmony mainnet. And let me share my screen over here. Display capture. Boom. And here's the world which continues to expand. They just added the meditation circle, the docks, which includes the bridges to and from other cross chains. But let's go here to the gardens, and in the seed box, you could see the different opportunities to farm the Jewel token by pairing different tokens. So you could pair Jewel with FTM, earn Jewel at a rate of 1,118. Now, one disclaimer I want to tell you guys when looking at these APRs. The APRs are indeed as advertised. These are APRs, not APY, but the rewards, only 25% of them are claimable in real time. So 25 are liquid, and the remaining 75% get locked up till July 2022, when they'll start being unlocked incrementally. So, if you want to look at it another way, you could forget about the lockup. What you're going to get up front is 25% of the advertised APR. So even at that rate, it's over 250%. So you got, Jewel against Miss, one Superbird, Jewel against AVAX, they're at 889, Jewel against Matic. They got basically all of them. And, I'm in a few of them. Jewel 1 I'm in, which is 846. But the one that I'm most bullish on is Jewel Binance. Okay, and this pays 745, and this is the one that this is the main play for the champ. Why? Because Binance is a blue chip. Binance has better technicals right now than both Ether and Bitcoin. It's holding better than both those blue chips, and so is Jewel's the one that I'm in, the one that is paired with. Well, this is the actual token for the platform, so this is the one that I'm in now. You could do it with Bitcoin and earn about exactly the same rate. Why am I doing it with Binance instead of Bitcoin? Because right now Binance is more bullish than Bitcoin. Now, not for the long run. I'm not saying that Binance is here to flip Bitcoin or whatnot. But right now in this play in the short term, Binance is retaining value better. You could do it with Bitcoin, with BUSD, with Terra. I mean, look at these APRs. They're smashing it. With ETH, they're all above 500. And yes, 75% get locked up, but just look at these APRs and you're going to get 25% of them liquid. So if you're farming Jewel USDC at 600%, 25% of that is going to be liquid. You know what I mean? So do the math. Free to Think is asking, Champ, are you compounding all your Jewel or doing a hybrid strategy? I'm glad you asked that. I'm not compounding all my Jewel. I am doing a hybrid strategy. I kind of change it, but it's usually like 50-50. I'll put 50% back into the gardens, and then the other 50% directly into the single asset staking, which is the bank. Bank has 0 fees, but the APRs are a lot lower, and they're not completely defined because it works a little bit different. We could talk about that, but I don't think I'm covering that right now. But basically my strategy is either 50-50 or a 60-40. Okay, so I'm reinvesting into those positions, the VVS, the Jewel, and then continuing to have the stablecoin positions. Depending on how bullish or bearish you are on the market, you could readjust your stablecoin position. But like I've said, no matter what, there should always be an allocation, a play for the stablecoins. Okay, and then what else am I looking to buy? I'm very much watching this project, Sin City, okay? And you can see the links over here. I can drop a invite there in the Discord. Sin City is another play-to-earn NFT game. They're minting NFTs now. There's 800 NFTs that they're going to mint, which only 200 have been minted. And they're dropping riddles and different things to solve here in the community so that you can have a chance to win or mint a free NFT. It's a bit confusing, and these things are games, obviously. So, you know, don't buy in with anything more than you're willing to lose. But I'm keeping an eye on this because they recently announced that they will be doing an IGO, initial game offering, on the Binance NFT marketplace on December 9th. Okay, extremely excited to announce their partnership with the Binance NFT, says the Sin City Twitter. A limited edition of blueprints will be launching through the Binance NFT IGO on Thursday, December 9th at 1 p.m. So I'm looking for this. You could join the Discord for more info. Yeah, let me just go ahead and link that. And this is the Sin City Discord. Boom. So I just linked the Sin City Discord. You guys could, keep an eye on that. But Thursday is going to be the initial game offering. They're going to be launching blueprints for their game. I don't know exactly what they're going to do or not, but, this could be the opportunity to get in early. Sin City. I'm also looking at this token, Neo Tokyo. A lot of people have been asking about it. I've been covering it. Bytes. Apparently, there was rumors of an upload day on Sunday, which nothing really came out of it. Nothing came to fruition. But again, I keep an eye on this game. I'm looking to perhaps buy more into it now that it dipped under 150. So I'm at a loss at the position I took, but I'm still curious as to what is going to happen with this game. So I may take a position, or I'm definitely going to hold for now. Just read about it, but I have videos circulating about it. And that's about it. Let me see if I have anything else to cover for today. Yeah, that's about it. The stable coins, the DeFi strategies with VVS and others. GameFi, I just talked about that, the stable coins. And, as far as bear market strategy, another thing, I was thinking about is how important it is to have the blue chip assets, not just single assets like Bitcoin and ETH, but blue chip LP assets. Okay. Like for instance, if you had ETH USDC LPs, you don't really need to worry about the dips because it automatically rebalances itself. You're investing 50-50 into the US dollar and to ETH. So you're half and half. And then you could just shop around that LP and see what, pays you the best rewards. Okay. So I would say a sound strategy for a whale is to have those blue chip assets that you can hold no matter what. Obviously, ETH against USDC. Okay. Then the straight up stable coin pairs, that I just showed you, DC against DT, or, the three pool there with MIM, Terra, and DC. You can have that. And then there's another one to be said, you could just do Bitcoin ETH, pair the two top dogs and go for the ride. Those are the three main strategies, I would say. Bitcoin ETH LPs, ETH USDC LPs, and then the stablecoin LPs. Those are blue chip LP assets that, they're going to hold their value no matter if things go up or down. Because if you're in ETH USDC LP, ETH takes a hit like it just did this weekend. Your hit is 50%, only 50% of the hit, because the other half gets absorbed by the stable coin. So in a sense, it's a benefit to have impermanent loss there. And we could talk more about impermanent loss and all these things. I'm going to do another video on that. But drop some comments and some questions, guys. I think I covered most of the beats today. Shout out to Harvey Williams. He says, good point. I don't even know what I just said, but, caught the stream late. Do you think we've entered a bear market now? No, I don't. I said this earlier in the stream, and I mentioned this in our Discord either yesterday or this morning. Let me see what I wrote. Yeah, dip was universal, not specific to any project, so I'm still bullish in the macro perspective. If anything, the dip reminds us of how important it is to buy the right size position. big enough to make it worth it, but not too large that you get wrecked if the market dips. So trying to find that right size for you. You know, when you take a bite on a project, on a new play, you also got to ask yourself, what's the right size? You know what I mean? Like, you know, and also if you're going to do it in Ethereum, you have to do a minimum of half an ETH to make it worth your gas fees. So, you know, it's finding the right size. So like, for instance, you know, I think I found the right size for the position that I took on Neo Tokyo Bytes, the one that's for me. It was a little less than an ETH. It's about an ETH. I got in around 150. It shot up to 200. I should have maybe took some profits, but I'm hanging around being curious to see what happens with the project. Ultimately, the rumors didn't pull through on Sunday, so the token dumped. I don't know what the price is, but I'm sure it's under 150. But like I said, I think I took the right size position because you know, even though I'm down, it's not impacting my portfolio. It's not like, you know, it's the right size for me. You know what I mean? Now, if I would have gone 2 ETH, 3 ETH, then it would have started hurting a little more. And again, you know, that's the right size for me. For other people, the right size could have been another, you know, amount. But just trying to find that size, you know, like I've said before, take your seat. Stop playing musical chairs. Like if you're into a project, then, you know, take your seat and go for the ride. You know, unless your plan is to just do a quick swing trade, which, you know, that can work as well. You know, but you should know that going into the play. If your plan is to do a swing trade, you should know that before you buy. In my opinion, IMO. The whole channel's IMO. I mean, good point on investing LPs holding ETH USDC or ETH Bitcoin, which auto rebalances in spite of price fluctuations. Yeah, it's what whales do. Yeah, and like, you know, the APRs are not going to be, you know, degen APRs, but you could sleep at night with USDC ETH because automatically it's rebalancing. So, you know, half of your investment is in stable and half is in ETH. There's nothing to do. You know, it's just, you know, you're basically doing 50-50. So, you know, I like that. Now, do I think that's the best strategy? No, because I'm more bullish on ETH than I am on stable coins. In fact, I think that ETH is going to outperform stables. So, you know, I wouldn't have that as my main position because I feel like you would, you know, suffer some impermanent loss. But there is a strategy to holding these stable, you know, these LPs that include stables. They're a hedge. What do you think of staking Klima, DAO, OMH, Time? I don't know much about Klima. The DAO, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Or no, Klima DAO, I guess, you know, I don't know much about that, so I can't comment that. OHM, it seems like everything is trying to copy them. I'm not staking OHM. I'm not really into the rebalancing tokens. I don't feel like I understand them completely. Yes, I know what they do, and they allow platforms to buy back their liquidity. I get it, but I don't get it enough to feel comfortable, you know, staking and baking all the time. Now, when it comes to Time, Wonderland, I am exposed to it via Beethoven X balancer pools. There's a pool there called the Magic Touch by Danielle, and it includes all those Danielle Siesta coins, you know, including Ice, Spell, Time, Mim, and Phantom, all in one pool. And so I got a position on that, and it was honestly one of my I think top 3 positions, and unfortunately I got clapped. I think it was a little bit too heavy. I think I took a little bit too much of a bite on that one. And I'm kind of, you know, those are the lessons learned. But, you know, I'm still in it. I'll tell you why, because I think the Frog Nation community is strong. And the community strength is a fundamental that needs to be taken into account. Okay, all these technicals are cute as far as the moving average and all that, and like, you know, the Fibonacci and all that, but, you know, the fundamentals also should include the strength of the community, and these charts don't show you that. You know, and that's one of the reasons I jumped into, you know, Neo Tokyo, Sin City, because although there's a lot of normies in those communities, there is a lot of, strength and a lot of talk. Same thing with Shiba. I never jumped into Shiba. That's full of normies. There's nothing there with Shiba. If you're a crypto maniac, you know, there's no real function to Shiba. But, I mean, the community was strong, right? And they rocketed that thing. So there's a lot to be said just by following the trend. I believe the trend is your friend. So I hope I answered that. I don't have those tokens, though, but I do see a lot of forks and a lot of tokens trying to mimic, you know, Olympus. OHM. All right, guys, if there's no other comments and questions, I think I'm going to leave it at that. We got plenty to cover today. Make sure you're jumping into the Discord, guys. Make sure you're jumping into the Discord. Here it is. The link is down below. Hopefully someone will share. Thank you, Cryptmatic, for sharing this video. I appreciate it so much. And there you go. SHIB is pure speculation. Yeah. But, listen, instead of being mad at SHIB, SHIB is a shit coin, guys. I mean, it is what it is. And it's a shit coin that major exchanges and people are going to list because there's high volume trading. Okay, so you get the volume high enough and people will pay attention. But what does SHIB do? Nothing. It's an ERC20 token. There's not anything special about it that I know of. Maybe they're going to add some extra features, but it's like there's plenty of other tokens that do more. The point that I'm trying to say is that, what's most important with SHIB is the community. You know what I mean? That community's strong. They pump the shit out of that token. The SHIB. They pump the SHIB out of that token. Free to Think says, thank champ. Have a good one. Keep it real. You know it. Thought on Luna and Matic. I like them. I like them both. Matic seems to have lost some of its appeal when other tokens like Phantom, AVAX came around, but they're still doing all right. And Luna is cool too. The Terra Luna. I just talked about a stablecoin farm that included UST, which is, one of the Luna stablecoins. One thing I would say about Luna and the others, I don't use them as much. My understanding is that they have separate wallets, and I don't know if they're entirely EVM compatible. So I like to deal with blockchains that are EVM compatible. That to me is important, not because I believe it's superior language or anything, but because it's the standard. I'm sure you could find an Ethernet cable that's better than your USB, but most things you run on USB. You see what I'm saying? There's plenty of alternatives to the USB, but most things that you get are going to run on a USB, so you need to have it. So that's the way I look at blockchains that don't run on EVM. It's like a product that doesn't have a USB. Thoughts on Mana? I think Mana and Axie are the two play-to-earn platforms, metaverse tokens that really set it off for us, and they've showed us that GameFi, P2E are definitely the trend right now. The trend is our friend, so that's why I'm looking into other platforms, the metaverse, the play-to-earn type of tokens like Neo Tokyo and Sin City and others. God, it makes complete sense, says Oliver. Yeah, I like Luna. Listen, I like Cardano, Luna, Solana. These are tokens that have like their own wallets and their own ecosystem, and especially like Cardano has an entire different language. So it's like it's operating in its own thing. So it's like, you could get a computer, but there's probably better operating systems than Windows, but most of them run on Windows. So if you want to, make sure that whatever you're doing is compatible, you make sure you want to maybe run it on Windows. Like maybe Linux is better, right? Like I'm sure that the nerds may say Linux, and that may be true. Okay, but it's not the standard. It is not the standard. Okay, Ethereum virtual machines that run on Solidity is the standard. Phantom, AVAX, these are all EVM machines. Harmony, they all are EVM. Now, there's going to be extra technology, the ICB, and there's other things that are bubbling in the background that could make everything lock in and become interoperable, but it's not completely fleshed out yet. Good morning, champ. Don't know if you already talked about a couple strategies I'm using at the moment at Phantom Network, stacking Spartacus, DeFi 2.0, Ohm Fork, and Tomb Phantom stacking at Beefy. I didn't talk about Spartacus. I've covered that in the past, but I'm glad you bring it up because someone was talking about Olympus forks, and I'm saying how that's become kind of a trend now. Everybody's trying to fork and do something of Olympus. I'm not necessarily attracted to those moves. I have nothing bad to say about them. Is that I don't feel like I understand them as I do other tokenomics. Okay. Now I'm glad that you brought up Tomb FTM because that's something I didn't cover, and that's a strategy that I like. I'm doing Tomb FTM 60/40 over there on Grim, where you stake your Tomb Phantom tokens. It takes a percentage of those and deposit it into the T-share. And it auto compounds. So it takes your Tomb Phantom and then 60 or 40% of them it dumps into the T-shares. So you end up in two vaults, and it's all auto compounded. And that's on grim.finance. Grim.finance. So I mean, I am adding to that. It's auto compounding. I haven't touched it. Do you think that Facebook will run everything, or will some other private company take over? I mean, you know, I don't know, but I don't really care. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know about, you know, private companies are always going to be around there, and there is what it is. I'm just not focused on that. I don't focus on centralized exchanges. I don't care about Meta. I don't even think about that. I'm looking at what's decentralized and what's permissionless and what I can use without third party. Okay, because crypto is about removing the middleman and having control over your finances, not your keys, not your crypto. If you're dealing with somebody else in the middle, then that's not really, you know, you're not dealing with the plug. So I don't know. I don't deal with Facebook or Meta. I don't care. You know, I remember like a few years ago, they were talking about the Libra coin and everybody was, you know, getting hype about it. And what happened? Nothing. So, you know, while they keep talking and, you know, these centralized entities do what they want to do, I'm still focused on the decentralized aspect of things. Now, there's a hybrid between centralized exchanges, sexes, and DeFi. And an example of that will be Binance. Well, Binance has their centralized exchange, and they got their smart chain, which is somewhat decentralized, not entirely. I'm interested with the Binance smart chain. We did plenty of moves over there. And in fact, we're anticipating the Sin City initial game offering that's going to be done on the Binance NFT marketplace. And then another example is Chronos. I just talked about Chronos is one that I continue to reinvest in. Chronos is a centralized exchange. I don't use the centralized exchange, but I am interested in using their own blockchain, the Chronos, which I have. We've talked about it and how to get the capital on there decentralized without having to even go through Ether and or crypto.com via the Elk bridge. So tap in, tune in. The champ continues to provide value. All my opinion. I'm not your crypto daddy. I'm not doing any financial advising. I'm just a crypto maniac enthusiast out here speaking my mind and booming with the best of them. If there's no other comments and questions, I'll go ahead and retire the streams. I'll be posting up recaps of these videos in the Discord and obviously on the YouTube. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word. Let me drop a bomb. I still got to reprogram my stream deck so that I can do the intro again and, you know, stay live with the buttons. Somehow I ran an update on Stream Deck or OBS and it screwed up my whole settings. So I don't have the settings on demand like I used to, but you know, I could still, you know, I could still do a little crip walk. Where's my crip walk? You know, and shout out to the funny bunnies and the baby bear cubs. The baby bear cubs. We're in the baby bear cub market right now. Snipe them out the box. Snipe them out the box. Shout out to my snipers, all my OG crypto maniac soldiers out there. The ones that have been rocking with me for years. True OG anonymous maniacs out there. The original boomers on the trenches. A lot of people try to copy the slang. But they, you know, it's flattering, honestly. It's flattering. We keep it underground out here. You know, we don't want to go too mainstream out here, guys. You don't catch me doing thumbnails with my mouth open, acting like someone's about to unload on me. Pause. These guys, man. These guys are a joke. Come on, guys. Shout out to Oliver, Lex, the rest of the boomers. If there's no other comments and questions, I encourage you to go ahead and join the Discord and check out all my videos. Hit the like, the subscribe, and keep booming out there. I'll be back. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's big cousin, crypto's finest, champagne crypto. Where's my bomb? My explosion. Boom.